Number of pupils who have applied to be placed in specific secondary schools in the 4-month selection exercise is currently underway. Education Cabinet Secretary Professor George Magoha says that this is a big challenge, bearing in mind the schools have limited spaces. However, the Education CES says that they will use affirmative action to ensure that the process is fair to all learners. Here is our senior education reporter Sharon Baranga with the story.
A day after the government released the 2021 KCPE results, a section of learners and their parents have jitters over the secondary schools that will be selected to join. They are concerned over missing out on the specific schools they are hoping to join. As a result, the Education CS has assured learners that they will use affirmative action to ensure there is fairness in the selection.
Every child is safe in Magoha's hands. But Kenya is a rainbow country, and we want to be sure that there's a child from Marsabit at Kenya High School, there's a child from Nyeri in Kenya High School, there's a child from Mombasa here in Kenya High School. That's why they are called national schools. And we do this without apology to anybody, because it is fair and just.
One of the challenges government officials are facing is the huge number of pupils who applied to be placed in specific schools that have a limited capacity.
That everybody will want to go to Alliance. Every Alliance has maybe 500 slots. Everybody will want to go to Kenya High with another 500 slots. Maybe another 500 for Pangani and what have you. And yet we have close to 12,000 children with over 400. So we have to ensure that there's affirmative action which takes into account the geographical distribution of this country. And just to tell you that children from the northern region must also be represented in all areas of national schools.
Private school owners have been urged to invest in the construction of more secondary schools to help ease the pressure mounted on public secondary schools.
They should not only look for the profit margin. Why they have refused to create secondary schools, none of you has asked me about that question. They only create private schools, then these same private schools will now go to government institutions. If government institutions are poor in primary, well, how about secondary? So I want to encourage them to kindly, especially now that we are going to CBC, to create standalone junior secondary schools that will help us to reduce the pressure.
The 2021 primary school graduates will get to know the secondary schools they will be joining after 2 weeks. The process of Form 1 selection is already ongoing.
There are obnoxious application figures. You'll find for Pangani with 500, there are 145,000. How will you do it? You can't do it. I mean, our people don't think. And then what is worse, somebody will put Pangani, then put Kenya High School, then put another third one. So it's like he has lost all the opportunities, because you are supposed to get a national school, an extra county school. But if you take all the top schools, by the time you are on the third one, then we put you where we think you can go. And then you will hear a lot of noise. But you see, it doesn't bother me because I'm not a politician. Even my relative will follow the same formula.
And there will be no people who will interfere with the president.
Look at me. Well, look at me. Look at me very well. Will you try?
Elsewhere at Maragals Center in Narok County, it was a moment of celebration as the girls who were rescued from early marriages and female genital mutilation managed to score a mean grade of 393. And in Kitui County, learners from Success New Life Center celebrated their exemplary performance in KCPE. Out of 17 candidates, 15 scored 300 marks and above. Among the 17 pupils, 10 were school dropouts who were rehabilitated before they resumed learning. Sharon Baranga, TV 47.